Since the beginning of 2020, there's a virus called coronavirus, which descends this entire world. And as we all know, this virus has made all of us have to decrease the social mobility, which gives an enormously impact. And me, as a student, of course, got the impact as well. Number one, teachers cannot control the students' activities while the online school occurs, and it requires that every single of our students have to perceive and know well what they should really do at their own home when the time tells them that they are still in their school time. But it is sad knowing the fact that we seldom found this type of students, which will give us a huge negative impact for our generation and also for our educational sector. Number two, school is not only about theoretical stuff, but the interaction between the students and the teachers matters as well. But what can we do in this situation? I'm Salma Rosyda from SMA Negeri 1 Pekalongan, going to deliver you a speech by the title Prioritizing Vaccine Distribution for the Educational Sector to Ensure Quicker Recovery of the Education System. COVID-19 takes a big part of our many sectors for now. Unaccepted educational sector, one of the biggest sectors that could determine a country's rating. Let me show you what has this virus done to me, the other students, and the teachers, or we may say the scope of educational sector. The first one is, the government has decided that 2020 was going to be the last year the national examination will be held. They want to change it into a test that considers more on critical thinking, trying to recognize the problem and solve it, or we may say problem solving, which is good for our education system, right? They have prepared so many things that becomes true, but COVID-19 came and ruins everything. And reluctantly, that program has to be delayed. The second one is, remember that mental health is a crucial thing for everyone, and so for the students. But I start worrying that the government doesn't pay a serious attention into this kind of problem. Let's get back to the time when there were 3 students died due to depression of online learning. And just for your information, 2 of them were stressed because of the amount of assignments that the teachers gave to them. But the problem is also on the teachers, who are also confused from where they have to put a grade or give a grade to their students if it is not based on the assignments they give. Mental health also takes a huge impact of our students' achievements. But we can see that Indonesia still has lack of awareness of the mental health itself. And based on nationalsindonews.com, our students' mental health in this pandemic era is threatening, owing to the fact that they cannot enjoy their activities during this pandemic era. I mean, no wonder, because the majority of our students is the children and the teenagers who are supposed to have fun, get face-to-face learning with their teachers, meet up with their friends, and so many more. But it cannot be done because of COVID, right? Whereas, doing fun things could enable us to get a great and stable mental health. Number 3 is, due to be out of the teacher's control, there are several students who put an unbalanced focus between their responsibility as a student and their hobby. They realize that our online learning is far away from work effective and continue their mindset to say, oh, for what else I should continue my education? They desperate to be as serious to their education as before COVID-19 came. Well, I admit that there are several good hobbies which are profitable to themselves. For instance, having an online shop. I do like the good impact of it. It's financially good for themselves, and it also could give them so many experiences to be a leader, to welcome strangers well, and also to be great and friendly to them, and so many more. But I'm afraid that it could be a reason why they do not choose their education over their hobby, because they have found something they love to do, and moreover, it gives profits to them. Undeniable fact that education is the foundation of a country, and that is why we should prioritize educational sector to get vaccinated first. Program International for Student Assessment, or PISA, did a research to our education sector's problem and declared that we are on the 77th from the 79th for literacy, science, and math. Miserable? Indeed. Moreover, we got new problem here by online learning. Remember, not each of our students could get an access to be in an online learning due to limited stuff that are required, such as devices or mobile data or etc. It's because we are not only poor and bad at our education system, but also in our economic condition. We could imagine how could us become worse due to the fact that even without COVID-19 exists, we had reached the second rank from the bottom. And don't even compare our country with our online learning country with the country like Germany, USA, Finland, Japan, South Korea, and so many more. Because we are in a different economic condition. But South Korea, a country that once had the same rating as we are in the 1950s, they have succeeded change their society life. Take a look at them now. Their product, their cultures have been known well by the other nations in this whole world. Because of what? Well, it's actually because they have struggled in their education system. And the recipe is innovation and research. And that two things are involved to be in a scope of education sector. And based on that fact, I believe that our education sector, that after our education sector have dealt with COVID-19, then one by one of another sectors that exists in our country will be also handled too. Thank you.